What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I am here to bring you all my review of Bungou Stray Dogs Episode 8. So let's get it started. So in this episode of Bungou Stray Dogs, we get to see Atsushi and the doctor that was pretty much trying to cure, quote-unquote, Tanizaki from the previous episode. We get to see them pretty much go on a mission with one another, and they eventually get into a sort of predicament with the Port Mafia. So what happens is that they are both on a subway train, and we have it to where there are countless civilians on board, of course. However, the thing is that the person who is so-called driving the train is actually one of the Port Mafia members, and there is a bomb in the front of the train, and there is a second bomb which is in the back of the train. So the doctor ends up taking the front of the train while Atsushi ends up taking the rear of the train, so that way both of them can go after the two bombs that are within on the train. Now, the fight that ensued with the doctor and the Port Mafia member that was taking control of the head of the train, I gotta say, well, with these fights in general of the series of Bungou Stray Dogs, these fights have been pretty minimal. There really isn't too much action that goes on with the fights. I mean, they're pretty short. I mean, you gotta really take that into consideration. However, I really do think that by season 2, which we know has been confirmed, which is probably airing in the fall, I guess. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be airing in the fall. Season 2 will probably focus more time and length on the fights, you know, while in Season 1 we pretty much just have a lot of build-up and tension that is building up to those fights that we're going to see in Season 2 as the story progresses. But what we saw in this episode so far, it was a pretty good fight nonetheless from Atsushi and the doctor and the other Port Mafia member. Now, with the doctor's fight, like, she was pretty much getting her ass kicked. I mean, this guy has the ability to pretty much throw out lemon bombs. I mean, we see lemon grenades literally fly out of this guy's hand and blow up. And, you know, I don't know how the doctor ended up surviving, you know, these many mini explosives, you know, but she pretty much held her own in this fight, and she ends up beating the crap out of this Port Mafia dude by the end of the episode. And kind of like a few scenes that I saw with that fight with the doctor, she kind of reminded me one of the characters from Higurashi no Koro ni. If anybody has seen that anime, I'm pretty sure you know what I am talking about. Like, she drops her bag, and we see that it's filled with, like, weapons, and I'm, like, really surprised that she didn't take this out earlier, but we see her have, like, this huge cleaver, and she gives this psychotic look to her, and it really does seem like she is one of the characters from Higurashi. So Atsushi ends up going to the rear of the train and pretty much ends up meeting with this girl named Kyoka, who is in fact involved with the Port Mafia. And also, we did see her in the beginning of this episode. She ends up going up to Dazai and pretty much does something with him, and pretty much by the end of this episode we have it to where Dazai is in fact captured by the Port Mafia. He's being interrogated by Ryunosuke Kutagawa, so it definitely does not look good for him. So Atsushi and Kyoka end up battling it out for quite a bit, and then we have it to where she ends up telling Atsushi that I have killed 35 people in the span of, like, what was it, 6 months? So yeah, she is pretty tired of this, tired of being a pawn to the Port Mafia, and just wants to end her life. And, you know, she is strapped on to a suicide vest, so there's nothing really much she can do to disarm it. But then we have it to where Atsushi ends up regaining some of his ability, his power to be, you know, become a part lion. We have it to where he ends up jumping out of the subway after, you know, Kyoka ends up jumping out, and grabs onto her, throws the suicide vest off of her, and then they both land into a lake. Now, it seems that since the fact that Atsushi ended up rescuing Kyoka in this episode, it seems that she is eventually going to become an essential member to the Armed Detective Agency as well, and also pretty much also as a sort of like thanks for rescuing her in the first place, most likely she is going to leak out the location as to where the Armed Detective Agency can find Dazai. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting interesting. I mean, we only have a few more episodes left of Bungou Stray Dogs, which is really surprising. I mean, this season is going by incredibly fast, I tell you that. But, I mean, yeah, it seems like we are going to end up seeing the Armed Detective Agency in next week's episode pretty much go out and look for Dazai, and chaos will ensue. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you thought about this episode of Bungou Stray Dogs, and of course, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like. It always helps out the channel, and it is incredibly grateful. And if you want to stick up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, everyone, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!